All right, welcome back. So today we're going to be working on work for Tuesday, March 24th. So everything for this day needs to be completed by 10 o'clock p.m. on Tuesday, March 24th. We're going to start where we left off yesterday with your limericks. So get out your 3 limericks that you wrote. While you're getting those out, let me remind you that you have to have a book for your book report picked out by this Friday. So keep that in mind. What I want you to do is read your limericks out loud and make sure that each one has 5 lines. The first, second, and last lines rhyme. The third and fourth lines rhyme. And those third and fourth lines are shorter and they follow the pattern. Say it with me. I know you remember it. Ta-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Ta-da-da-da-da-da-da. Ta-da-da-da-dee. Ta-da-da-da-dee. Ta-da-da-da-da-da-da. So I want you to see the poem that I wrote yesterday. There is a great class at our school, 5th graders that are really cool. Smart girls and smart boys, lots of laughs, many joys. Now the internet's our learning tool. So that's my limerick. You read your 3 limericks out loud for someone else who is with you, and you let them pick your best one. Take a few minutes to do that now. The one that you all have chosen as your best one, I want you to email that to me. And as long as it fits into the characteristics of a limerick and it meets those requirements, it will be going in our book that we published. When you send it to me, please make sure that your name is at the top of the paper. Limericks don't have to have titles, so you don't have to worry about writing a title. But please remember to put your name so you can get credit for it when it goes in our book. So remember to send that to me before 10 o'clock tonight. Now get out your grammar book and turn to page 233. Yesterday, we talked about adjectives. Adjectives are words that describe or modify nouns and pronouns. We're going to continue with that today, and today we're going to look at what is called special adjectives. Look at page 233 at the top. The words a, an, and the are special adjectives called articles. So we call those 3 little words articles, but they are also adjectives. Use a with singular nouns and adjectives that begin with a consonant sound. Use an with singular nouns and adjectives that begin with a vowel sound. Use the with any singular or plural nouns. The is specific, and a and an are more general. Let's look at it. A whirling tornado, an uncontrollable tornado, a column of air, an air column, the storms, the air pocket. Those are articles, and articles are adjectives. Look at the next little box, demonstratives. Demonstratives are pronouns used as adjectives. They point out the position of objects, persons, or places. This, that, these, and those are demonstratives. They are adjectives. So let's look over at the green box at the right. This and that are singular. These and those are plural. Look at the examples. This heavy wind is blowing these shirts. Those birds are flying away quickly. So articles are adjectives. Demonstratives are adjectives. Look at the next box. A proper adjective is formed from a proper noun. Always capitalize a proper adjective. They give you the example, a Canadian meteorologist watches for tornadoes. The word Canadian comes from Canada. Canada is a proper noun because it's a specific noun. So Canadian is called a proper adjective, and you do capitalize that. It's the same thing with Chinese. If we like to eat Chinese food, the word Chinese comes from China. So we're going to capitalize Chinese because it's a proper adjective, which comes from the proper noun, China. And then look in the last box. It says in a diagram, all adjectives, including the special adjectives, such as articles, demonstratives, and proper adjectives, are placed on slanted lines below the noun or pronoun that they describe. Look at the example. The Spanish boy saw that whirling tornado. Look at the example on page 233. The subject is boy, the verb is saw, tornado is the direct object. You have two adjectives that describe boy, the boy, Spanish boy. Notice they are both on slanted lines and they're both capitalized because they're capitalized in the sentence. Saw is the verb, tornado is the direct object. There are two adjectives that modify tornado, that and whirling. We're going to go through guided practice together. Look at number 1. We're going to underline all the adjectives, including the special adjectives, which are articles, demonstratives, and proper adjectives. Number 1 says, American cold air often comes from Canada. Do you see adjectives in this sentence? If so, underline those. You should have underlined American and cold. Both of those describe air. So draw an arrow from American to air and from cold to air. Look at number 2. Those wild thunderstorms can form these destructive tornadoes. We have lots of adjectives in this sentence. Those and wild both modify thunderstorms. So underline those. Underline wild. And draw arrows from both of those two words to thunderstorms because they both modify thunderstorms. Those thunderstorms. Wild thunderstorms. And then it says can form these destructive tornadoes. Which tornadoes? These. That's an adjective. Underline these and draw an arrow to tornadoes. What kind of tornadoes? Destructive. That's an adjective. Underline destructive, draw an arrow to tornado. Look at number 3. We're going to diagram this one. The funnel cloud looked dusty. What is the subject of that sentence? The subject is cloud, not funnel cloud. Funnel tells what kind of cloud, just cloud. What is the verb? The verb is looked. How did the cloud look? Dusty. That's a predicate adjective. So we're going to diagram that together. So on the diagram, they've given you the line. So for the subject, we're going to put cloud. We're not going to capitalize it because it's not capitalized in the sentence. We're going to draw our line to intersect between the subject and the verb. The cloud looked. This is a predicate verb, a linking verb, because it links dusty back to cloud. So we're going to slant the line, and then we're going to write dusty. So we have cloud looked dusty. But we're not finished. We have two adjectives that also modify cloud. Dusty modifies cloud, and that's why we slanted this line. That's a predicate adjective. But then we have the cloud, and we're going to capitalize the because it's capitalized in the sentence. And then what kind of cloud? Funnel cloud. So we're going to draw another line and put funnel. If you have any questions about that, I want you to feel free to either email me or you can give me a call. My cell phone number is 919-618-7601. That's 919-618-7601. You may call me anytime that you have a question about this work up until 10 o'clock tonight. Okay? Turn the page to 234. And yes, you can call just to say hello, but no prank calls. You're going to do page 234, numbers 1 through 9. What you're going to do is underline all the adjectives, including the special adjectives, which are articles, demonstratives, and proper adjectives. And then you're going to draw an arrow from each adjective to the noun that it describes. After you've done that, then you're going to diagram numbers 10 and 11, and you will be able to underline, you'll be able to diagram every word in those sentences. So what I want you to do is pause the video and go ahead and do numbers 1 through 11. You don't have to do apply and write unless you just want to. If you do, then go right ahead and do it. When you're finished doing these exercises, resume the video and we'll go over the answers together. All right, on page 234, if you'll look to the right and see that picture of a tornado, that is what a tornado actually looks like. Most of us have never seen a tornado, so that gives you a good idea of what they're like. Let's go over your answers together for independent practice. Number 1, we heard the whooshing sound. You should have underlined the and whooshing. Both of those modify sound. Number 2, that hurricane caused this tornado. You should have underlined that and drawn an arrow to hurricane. This modifies tornado. Number 3, strong winds bend trees. You should have underlined strong and drawn the arrow to winds. Number 4, some scientists study the damaged debris. Some modifies scientist, the and damaged modify debris. Number 5, flying objects can be dangerous. Flying modifies objects. Dangerous also modifies objects. That was a hard one because it comes after the verb. Those towns have warning sirens. Those modifies towns. Warning modifies sirens. A big tornado has 2 miles in width. A and big modify tornado. 2 modifies miles. Number 8, these 147 tornadoes touched down in 2 days. Can you imagine that? 147 tornadoes in 2 days? These modifies tornadoes. 147 modifies tornadoes. 2 modifies days. And then number 9, that city had many tornadoes. That modifies city. Many modifies tornadoes. And then for numbers 10 and 11, you were supposed to diagram the sentences. So let's go over those together. The first one we have is tornadoes look gray. So you have your straight line. You write your subject, tornadoes. It's capitalized because it's capitalized in the sentence. Tornadoes look. So the verb is look. How do they look? Gray. So you slant your line toward the subject and then you write the adjective gray. Any questions? If so, pick up the phone and call me. And then let's look at number 11. This scientific laboratory studies tornadoes. That's a lot. So I'm going to come over here and erase our limerick. I can't wait to read your limericks. Okay, the subject is laboratory. That's a big word. Be careful not to misspell it. When you have a test, if you misspell a word in the diagram, it's going to be wrong because the sentence is right there for you to look at. So laboratory is the subject. Studies is the verb. This is an action verb. The laboratory studies what? Tornadoes. That's a direct object, so you draw a straight line. And then we're going to put in our adjectives. Which laboratory? This one. We're going to capitalize this because it's capitalized in the sentence. What kind of laboratory? Scientific. So this scientific laboratory studies tornadoes. If you got that right, you should be proud of yourself because that is a hard sentence and you had diagrammed that entire sentence. If you didn't get it right, I want you to look at the way it's supposed to be, make the correction in your book, and study that. Because we're just starting this chapter, but when we get to the end of this chapter, we'll have a test, and you're going to have to diagram sentences like this. Now, just so you'll know, we'll be moving on soon to adverbs. So what we'll do is tomorrow review adjectives, and then you'll have a short quiz over adjectives on Thursday. So today, you should have selected your favorite limerick. Make sure you send that to me by 10 o'clock tonight. And then if you have some spare time, you may want to write some sentences and go through and find the adjectives and practice diagramming them. I hope you have a great day. I'm praying for all of you, and I miss you.